that I can apply to my everyday use. Not that I'm going to pull out 30 things, because that would be unrealistic. And probably it wouldn't be the right thing to do, to try to use everything that I learned in the clinic on my day-to-day riding. But what I was trying to work with you on is obviously foundation, getting down into your leg, but that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. I could get in a class with, I could put, 50 professionals out here, and 49 of them I'd have to give the same lesson to, and I'd be fine with it. Nobody would say, oh, he didn't touch on my weak spot, okay? Because if I would be one of the 49. So that's easy. But the main challenge for all of us is going on up here, right? Is the way we perceive our riding, is the way we perceive ourselves as competitors. And we have a tendency to get so fixated on the short-term result, meaning too deep, too long, this round was bad, that round wasn't bad, that we lose sight of the fact that maybe we're not mentally prepared to win. We might not be mentally prepared to win. That's the most important thing, is knowing where you're at mentally and being able to conquer that. And if you can do that, then every hour you spend riding, you spend competing is worthwhile. Because that's something that you take away in your day-to-day life. That's something you can apply from this world in your day-to-day life. What am I feeling? What am I feeling? How do I deal with that emotion? Okay? And I was very happy that we were able to work on that. Because don't feel that you're isolated somehow. Everybody, in either sometimes a small way, sometimes a big way, everybody feels that. And over time it gets better. If you can appreciate it. If you can appreciate it. If you say to yourself, hey, this is the way it is, and this is what I'm feeling, and how do I get over that? And it's, with you guys it may be from an accident, with someone else it might be you don't want to make a mistake, with someone else, oh well my husband's here this weekend and he's spending all this money on the horses, so I have to do well today, or he's going to feel like all this money that we spent and all the time that I spend away from our house isn't worthwhile. Whatever it is. I have my own group, I have my own demons, my own skeletons in my closet. Whatever it is, don't feel like you're the only one. It's your ability to deal with those concerns that makes you, by definition, a competitor. Because you're trying to make yourself better. After all, it's not about the other people. It's fine, they can fall and do whatever they want. They're not going to mess up the footing at this point. So, okay, so that would be something I would like to maybe have you kind of pull out of this is, mental preparedness is far more important than physical preparedness. Questions from this group? We covered a lot. We'll start here and I'll work that way. Yes. So my horse likes to play around in the corners. And a lot of times people that have horses that want to play around in the corners, they feel like, well, I don't want to spur him. I don't want to, because obviously what he's saying is he doesn't like this or he doesn't like that, so I'm just not going to do those things. Okay? So I see it in a different light. Right? If I see a rock, I got to see what's underneath it. I've got to see what's underneath it. So when I'm doing my flat work on a hunter or whatever, I'm getting them so that when I get in that corner, when they get, lackadaisical and they're like, this is where I'm allowed to play because no one's telling me anything. That's when I say, okay, what would I like to be telling you right now? Well, I'd like for you to be bending. I'd like for you to be soft. I'd like for you to be paying attention. Our corners are more important than the jumps to change the focus. Change the focus. Question? See, I'm so happy you asked that because I can feel that there's that we didn't grasp that. You know why it's not illogical? Because you see anger as an ugly thing. If you want me to be honest with you, which I'm going to because that's just kind of the guy I am. And you see anger as an ugly thing. You see anger as the type of person you don't want to be. Is that fair to say? So you're not going to accept it. You're not going to embrace that. You're not going to let it in. You have no problem being a fearful person. You don't see being a fearful person as unattractive. But being an ugly person, you see that, being an angry person, you see that as being an ugly person, or being, you don't see that as an emotion that is attractive or useful. Okay? So that's why there's always, until you can embrace that, there will always be a rub. You will not be able to convert until you embrace. It's your perception. Did I